Restaurants, bars, noisy parties, the luxury cars in the parking lots. That's what you imagine when you think about Rubinstein Street. But what is behind this celebration of life? Rubinstein Street was named after composer Anton Rubinstein, who lived in this house number 38. He is the greatest representative of piano art. Among his pupils was Tchaikovsky. The street is rich with places of worship, famous personalities, and small family stories. Before the revolution, the whole floor with two apartments in this building belonged to my distant relatives. My grandmother's entire family was dispossessed, turning her apartment into a big communal flat. Many years passed, the Soviet Union collapsed, and businessmen started to buy and re-rent big apartments. After that, my family and I moved to the outskirts of the city.
However, the communal flats were inhabited not by only ordinary Soviet people, but also intellectuals. One of them is Sergei Dovlatov, who lived in two houses on Rubinstein Street.
Sergei Donatovich Dovlatov was born in Ufa, lived in Leningrad, Tallinn and New York, but his heart always returned to the room of a communal apartment in house number 23 on Rubinstein Street. This is what Dovlatov said about his life in a communal apartment. Our apartment was hardly typical. It was inhabited mainly by the intelligentsia. There was no fight, they didn't spit in each other's soup, although it is difficult to watch. This doesn't mean that internal peace and prosperity reigned here. The secret war didn't subside.
Malaya Drama Theatre is located just a few houses from monument of Dovlatov on the other side of the street.
The Malaya Drama Theatre was established in 1944 in Leningrad. The theatre had neither a specific creative program nor its own house. A small troupe showed its performances only in towns and villages of the Leningrad region. In recent decades, it has remained one of the recognized leaders of the world theatre process. The theatre's performances have been shown in almost all corners of the world. Now people can enjoy the classics on stage of both Russian and foreign authors.
It is not the only theater on Rubinstein Street, because there is children's musical theater called the Zerkalia. This address more famous for its rock and roll past. The Leningrad Rock Club was founded in 1981 and existed until the early 1980s. The Leningrad Rock Club was like a mixture of the House of Culture and the Union of Composers. It was the first officially authorized venue where underground rock is played: aquarium, pop mechanics, kino band, which means cinema in English, Alice, DDT, and so on. Finally, rock bands in the Soviet Union ceased to be something forbidden.
Вместо тепла зелень стекла, вместо огня дым. Из сетки календаря выхвачен день.
Many artists who once performed there have become iconic. For example, on the day of the funeral of Viktor Tsoi, musician, poet, and leader of the kino on Rubinstein, thousands of fans gathered near the rock club, were listening to Tsoi's songs on a tape recorder, were playing them on the guitar.
Unfortunately, Rubinstein Street is now associated with many parties, clubs and bars. However, this place isn't only about tasty food and drinks, but also to enjoy the beautiful architecture, interesting history and culture of St. Petersburg.